What up, everybody? Welcome to Real Talks. I'm Marty O'Connor, and this is my boy,
Sonny Casebout.
The show doesn't work out. Anyways. What's up, Will World? We are back. Just Sonny and I today.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Well, I was actually thinking our guests were still in our spotlight.
It's kind of hard. I mean, when you look like you do,
When you
just
look
kinda
like you
wanna
do.
be just on the camera.
That's
all the
it.
time.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just tired of sharing. You know, I have to share with you, and that's enough for me.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
Sometimes we get really selfish like that.
Yeah.
So we're back today, and we're discussing, on the notion of, being conceited.
Yes.
We're talking about an epidemic larger than COVID.
Yes.
In my opinion, sweeping across the globe.
An addiction worse than any powerful addiction you could think of.
It is, of course, social media.
Yes.
Unfreaking believable, man. And today we're here to take a stand against the evils of social media. And we're also here to take a stand in our own lives.
Yes.
Perhaps in our own bodies.
I mean, if there was only something that made it easy.
Yeah, it needs to be easy.
Easy. And like you could stand.
Stand.
Easy.
Stand.
Easy.
Stand, baby. And here we are. Wait. Let me get up. Whoop. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Right now.
What are you getting in the fridge, bro?
You like that?
Yeah, you making me a turkey
Yeah, dude, I'm
sandwich
just
or
grabbing
what?
a beer. So the great thing about
okay.
Easy Stand, not only is it good for getting that bone density up, that
yeah.
circulation, stretching out,
But you're
feeling tall.
You're
but
like motoring around your whole house in that
I'm going
bad
around
boy.
doing household
Yeah.
activities, man. Like
Nice.
I don't too often get to look at the top shelf in my fridge. I didn't even realize I was taller than my fridge.
What was on the top shelf?
Man, a lot of sauce.
Last
I like a lot of sauce. I like them condiments.
Sauce.
Yeah, I keep my burgers safe.
I'm actually on that note. I am a sauce boss.
Oh yeah.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever like put a sauce on though?
Ooh, put a sauce on.
Yeah.
We won't go there, but
Okay. All right.
I think peanut butter on a burger was
That's
a little
different.
risky. I've seen like peanut butter bacon burgers.
Okay.
Tried it, bomb.
Yes.
A crazy combination of like sweet and savory.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, interesting how we got down this path.
Yeah.
You know?
I was just curious because I was having a discussion with someone the other day, and they told me they don't like ranch. And I was like,
Are they a psychopath?
like,
or
how
what?
do you like? I've never met a person in my life who's never liked ranch.
If you had an IV bag full of ranch right now, I would say freaking hook it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Game time.
I think it actually would cure Corona.
Yeah.
Like more
Yes.
ranch.
Yeah.
More sauce.
Sometimes I refer to myself as like the ranch of, this country or the ranch of this friendship. You know what I mean? Like I am your favorite condiment, So
Yeah.
I thought it was strange, but I didn't want to pry or make this person feel bad. You know who you are because you're probably listening to this and I'll probably get grief over it. But yeah, it was awkward.
Yeah, they call me ranch just because I'm always dripping. You know what I
Attaboy.
mean? Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
You ever wait. One last one.
Yeah.
You ever put ketchup on your steak?
Hell no.
I've done that before.
What is wrong with you?
Ketchup on steak, ketchup on
Like a Salisbury steak on Delta Airlines or what, dude?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
how could you put ketchup on a steak?
because it needed some love and also roast. I put ketchup on roast before.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf,
Only.
yes.
I mean,
Meatloaf too.
that's the only thing I'll go to.
Yeah, ketchup's like right next to ranch for me though. I put ketchup on quite a few things.
Ketchup ranch mix is pretty legit.
That is pretty good actually. That's kind of like a unique take of Thousand Island.
Yeah, in a way.
Thousand Island is probably third for me if I had to rank.
I'm sure if I mixed those two together, I would probably post about it because that's kind of the world we're living in, is like posting things for attention. And where I think there's a major gap is like authenticity and using your voice for good.
Right.
When it's more about trying to see how many numbers you can get below that photo, how
Right.
many likes, how many comments, and I think there's so much good and bad that we can discuss in this episode.
Definitely.
Regarding social media. So
Yeah.
one thing I think we should start with is our social media journey since getting injured, because it was totally, I think, different before. And then, once that injury happened, it was all a shake up. Why don't you take us through your social media journey since you got hurt?
Well, interesting enough, when we first got hurt, Instagram was just a baby then.
I know, we're so
just starting
old,
in 2012 there.
Uh-huh.
In my journey in the beginning, it was definitely the douchier posts. We're talking mirror selfies, gym workout type selfies where you're flexing and you're
Before you got hurt.
Before I got hurt,
Yeah.
And my progression though, definitely in the beginning was, you know, a few pictures of me in the hospital. But beyond that, I was 100% afraid, embarrassed to show the wheelchair in the beginning.
Yeah.
What about you? What was the start of your journey like?
Yeah, for sure, man. I think, you know, before it was some of this, you know, the token, like, oh, look where I'm eating. Look what I'm eating. This is delicious. Like, oh, check out where I am. This concert's sick.
Right.
You know, just kind of showing like my life, where I am, what I'm doing, just as if people gave a shit.
Right.
But once I got hurt, you know, it was a way to update people on, you know, some of like my progress, because, you know, I have friends and family across the country.
Right.
And, you know, that was a way for them to keep up aside from phone calls and stuff.
Which I'm glad you did, because I think you updating led to our friendship.
It totally, yeah,
you know,
totally.
You putting videos of you walking and some of your early workout videos sparked our friendship.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, I mean, kind of the genesis of this friendship and now
bromance.
Podcast here, this bromance. It kind of started from me posting some videos on social media. My girlfriend at the time, you know, really involved, helping me at the gym, recording my progress. And yeah, we were posting things up, and someone that I had gone to high school with knew Sonny, and showed him the videos. And I think you were, you know, maybe still kind of doing your thing in bed, trying to, you know, figure out what life is like on the outside.
Well, at that point in my life, I was done with my therapies. I mean, because like where I went to therapy out and rehabbed at, I was doing outpatient, but we had kind of plateaued.
Yeah.
I was at that point in my journey, my dad had pretty much rigged some stuff in the garage.
Yeah.
And we were doing garage workouts.
Rocky Balboa shit.
Yeah. And I mean, it was, you know, pretty hot, but like temperature-wise, not all workouts.
Yeah.
Let me clarify that. But yeah, we were like, you know, working with the cable machines.
I don't know. Your dad's pretty hot.
Yeah, well, you know, he's the sensei from Cobra Kai.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh my
Boom,
God!
there he is, right there.
Guy,
Yeah, shoot the leg, Johnny.
Captain America. He's gonna get you, dude.
We were doing that kind of stuff. We had integrated some basketball workouts. I was just kind of dribbling around.
That's awesome.
Doing some stuff like that. But what I really wanted to work out was my lower body. And obviously at home I couldn't do that. So when I saw videos of you, I think in the Riften or even the Biodecks, you know, strolling around the gym, I was like, okay, I got to get into that.
Yeah, and I think that's like a positive thing that social media does. It provides inspiration to those, you know, who are either unaware. You know, I think you're unaware of the facility I was at, the workouts I was doing.
Yeah.
So it can be informative, and I think that's something that we take for granted, or we force information that people don't want to hear. A lot of you guys have been asking me about my hand sanitizer routine. No one's been flooding my DMs about hand sanitizer, but people feel the need to like go through and like inform, and I get it. You know, it's all about branding, which I have a creative agency, man. I know all about branding. I know like the benefits of it. I just think, by and large, it's overdone. People trying to find the algorithm and what gets clicks, what gets likes, all that shit, man. And it's like, it's fake. I think we're, you know, grooming ourselves to be fake and put up a false front when I think you and I have discovered over the last 8 years, authenticity wins every time.
Yeah.
You know, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's interesting because we both have unique platforms now. So I try to always keep that in mind too. Like if I wasn't in my position or I didn't have my platform, what would be the kind of content I'd be putting out there? And I still think I'd be staying pretty true to myself now. I've never been one who wants to, because the rule of thumb is what you see on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, even TikTok now, it's 10% of what reality is. You know, and the things I always stood away from, like I'm not a big heavy quote poster. You know, like if I see a cool quote, I'll throw it up. You know, maybe I'll throw it in my caption. But I don't spend a lot of time with those kind of things. My platform, whether I want it or not, is motivational.
For sure.
It's not something I would have chose. You know, if someone gave me an opportunity, like, what would you want your platform to be? You know, motivation wouldn't have probably been my top choice. But I've learned to accept it. Yeah. You know, and what the messages I always get are motivational type stuff. Man, I don't know how you do it. You know, you're so positive. But I always remind people, what you see is only 10% of my life.
Totally.
You're only getting the highlights.
Dude, I can so resonate with that because in the beginning, I think I felt almost an inner obligation, not any outside pressure, but to show people that I was like beating this. I was like overcoming the odds. I feel like I was telling people what they wanted to hear, you know, because every time someone sees you in a chair, it's like, oh, you know, you are just so amazing. And it's like, am I?
Yeah.
And I just got hurt. I'm just a regular person in a messed up situation. Right. But I think I just kind of bought into that. And, you know, wow, deep down, you know, for the first few years, I was really hurting, like really struggling, really dark place. But I was operating in this, you know, fake surface level where everything was fine, everything was great. Right. And I could play it off, you know, some smiles were authentic, but deep down, you know, the stuff that always squashed down even before the injury, that stuff was struggling. Yeah. And, you know, I'd be posting stuff about, you know, keeping the faith and, you know, being strong and overcoming this and trusting the process and everything. And it was like, man, I was questioning that the whole time deep down. But I felt like, you know, social media almost pressured me into wanting to give people something to buy into when it wasn't truly authentic. And when I think a struggle is something people can buy in and relate to more. Right. You know?
The thing I struggled with, though, is I felt like I wasn't ready for the responsibility. Because what I didn't understand in especially since my social media has grown, is there's going to be a lot of people that come with you with their problems. And that's a responsibility I wasn't ready for. And even now I struggle with sometimes because there's days where I just want to take care of myself, and then I'll get a message from somebody else who's struggling with something, a relationship, with independence, with their injury, you know, and they'll come to me and they'll leave me like a long, detailed message. And it usually happens at the worst time of the day where I'm the most busiest or I got things going on. And now I have to stop and I have to respect this person's feelings. And I'm not always the best at that.
Yeah. And I feel sometimes it's hard to judge their motives because, you know, I've gotten DMs from people that, you know, were either just fishing for something. Yeah. Or, you know, I didn't know if I could trust them. I mean, you get so many random DMs now with like bots taking over people's accounts. You know, you'll get a DM that says hello. Yeah. Hi, what up? Yeah. Like so stupid. But then the people that are, you know, wanting to dig deep and ask you questions, right? It's like, where are you coming from? Because I don't open up to just everybody. Yeah. I'm happy to share my story. I mean, we have a podcast to, you know, share our stories and our experiences with people. So there's, you know, a certain level of comfort doing that. But then there's people that ask more, kind of more intimate questions, you know, more personal questions. And it's like, I don't know from your profile if I can trust you, you know, and that's something that's tough too when wanting to help people. And, you know, I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but there's people too that have turned around and it was all a ploy to like try and go on a date or something, you know. It's like, come on, man.
It's tough. And I think that's the next thing we'll talk about is when it comes to social media, it's your privacy. You know, how much are you willing to put out there? You know, because we're very... especially now, we're very transparent guys. Yeah, we're vulnerable on our social media. But then again, my privacy is infringed on now. You know, I've been in relationships.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I've been in relationships with girls, and they'll be like, "I'm going to post me on your story or put me out there." And it's not because I want to talk to 10 different ones. I don't want to kill my game, but I want privacy. Yeah. You know, because I've been in relationships where I've made it public, and next thing you know, you have people, you know, up in your business. Yeah. You know, and it causes arguments and it causes friction, you know. What is your mentality going into just not even relationships, but just friends, family, you know, as you grow? Do you feel like you need to keep that private? Or are you transparent with that? I mean,
a little bit of both, man. I definitely like, in a relationship, I definitely like to qualify the relationship before I put it out there and have a conversation with the other person. You know, it's not something I would do against their will because it's something that, you know, is, you know, it's going public now. You know, it used to just be Facebook, you know.
Official,
you know, like Marty O'Connor is in a relationship with Sonny Case Power, and like still is.
Yeah, I
mean, whatever. Yeah. But now it's like, you know, it's the same thing. Yeah, you don't want those questions. You don't want people like maybe from your past like start doing all this research and like, who the hell is this looking at my, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
Just drama you want to avoid. So it definitely takes like time and, communication to get to that point.
Yeah.
Friends and family, I'm totally cool with. I always like sharing experiences that were meaningful to my growth.
Great.
Whether challenging or whether positive. Those are kind of things I like to share now. It's that kind of false front has slowly evolved as I evolved through my pain and through my struggles and worked through them a step at a time. It was like, I don't need to be fake. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I don't need to give anybody what I think they may want. All I need to do is focus on loving myself.
Right.
And when I do that, then I have confidence, and then I can actually relay a message that I think could be beneficial to people out there, as opposed to just like, showing me working out and doing some motivational quote that I didn't really even believe at the time,
Yeah. I've definitely used social media to progress opportunities, with acting, with commercials, with certain opportunities. When it's used right, it's a vessel that can springboard you forward.
For sure.
But I think at the end of the day, it's the things I struggle with though is when I look at someone else's pictures and I could see like what a door frame should look straight down, and all of a sudden it's curving in.
Yeah.
You could just tell like when things have been super edited. And the one thing you can't filter though is my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people appreciate most about our Instagrams is what they see. Is what you see is what you get. Mm-hmm. There's no filtering of our life, and I think that's the thing I struggle with mostly now is when I see, I'll like casually go on someone's page and I'm like, why does this person have 100,000 followers?
Yeah.
And I'll scroll down the feed and it's nothing but booty pictures, or it's just really self-serving things, And I think we've really made our social media selfless. Mm-hmm. We're really trying to help our community out, bring more awareness to the wheelchair community. And then I think that we stumbled across recently too is parking issues.
Yeah.
I steered. Did you ever find yourself trying to find a balance between, I want to be the squeaky wheel, but yet I don't want to be that guy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. It's like, you got to walk a fine line. I feel like especially when you do have a platform, being authentic is always going to rule the day, and you want to, be true to yourself, right? Yeah. And speak your mind. But also, if you are, a quote unquote influencer, which I wouldn't put myself there, but it's like,
it's growing,
it's growing, and, you don't want to put controversial shit out there that's unnecessary.
Right.
I think, especially in the world today, I mean, the world's going crazy, and, it's hard to have a conversation, that is on the fence, but it could be
why
productive.
Is that though? Like, what's your take on that? Like, why?
I just think people are a little soft, honestly. I think people need to realize that everybody has opinions, no matter which side you fall on. People are entitled to those opinions, and speech is free. Yeah. And it's something that we should be able to discuss without getting so heated. And I know it's a very, there are passionate topics out there. Even sports can be passionate, but especially like politics and the world as it is today, and amongst like the racial divide that we're seeing out there. But I feel like it's stoked by social media and like trolls from afar, like starting all this shit, and the media just only showing us pictures of divide. When I go out in the streets, I feel like maybe it's just you get what you put out there, but I feel like my respect towards everyone around me kind of garners some respect too. And I know there's bad people that are doing bad shit and they deserve to get called out, but I feel like as long as we respect one another, we should be able to respect each other's opinions too. And it's just things are just crazy right now, and I think a lot of it's being stoked by the fact that we're all stuck inside and having to wear masks and do all that stuff. But that's another
another subject for another day.
But I think it's easy to talk shit from afar, and social media has allowed people to do that so easily. I mean, trolls. I mean, there's just trolls everywhere. There's cyberbullying. There's trolls.
Have you ever been trolled?
I'm trying to think on that. Like, someone did it. So someone was telling me, like, why am I not living on my own? Why do I have my parents helping me? I'm a quad and I live independently by myself and I do all this.
Really?
Like calling me out for like my lack of independence in certain ways. And it's like, dude, you don't even know me.
Not at all, yeah.
And this, I think this was public too, like calling me out for that. It's like, oh, he should be able to do that. But I mean, it just happens, you know, you get some press, you know, I don't know if it was like a OC Register article or where it was, but just calling me out. And it's like, I don't even listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, like I know what I'm doing. You think I don't want to be independent and all that? I'm getting there. I'm fighting towards it, but it's just a respect thing, you know. I think people are easy to be keyboard warriors, but you know, step up face to face, and I think that confidence goes way down.
I got kind of upset the other day when somebody showed me a profile that says "The Real Sonny and Cher."
Oh yeah.
So
you're pretty fake though, you know. So
I looked on this guy's profile. And he's in a wheelchair. He plays crappy music, but my thing is, for him to say "The Real." I came first for him to say "The Real."
Yeah.
There's no way he came out with "The Real" before I was, you know. So
Instagram, could we get this guy verified already?
Yeah, how do you get a blue check?
K,
if anybody knows how you get a little blue check next to your name, I have a K on my follower, so I don't know how far you have to go with that.
It's a whole thing, and I think that's where people get obsessed with it, is because the algorithm's ever changing, and then people are trying to like post at certain times of the day, a certain amount per week, with certain like poses and photos that get, you know, more engagement. So Instagram builds up more, and like, dude, it's so annoying. Like, this is my world. Like, I have a creative agency and I understand branding, but I also understand the total negative side of it. And it's just exhausting, you know, because you got to like really filter through a lot of bullshit to see authentic experiences amongst friends and people you follow.
But I mean, there's just so much between just the fake posing to the political stuff that we'll never get into.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just Facebook, Instagram has just gotten to me way too emotional, and it's become way too one-sided. And it's just literally people just slinging mud at each other now.
Yeah.
You know, I almost miss the days of it just being about, you know, people crying over relationships.
Yeah.
And it just being a little more simpler.
Can we just go back to MySpace?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I just want my background. I want my song playing. You know, I want my top 8.
Yeah. You know, and when someone left you a message, it was kind of like, unless someone clicked onto your page, you never really knew what was going on. You know, and
shoot me an instant message.
And to me, back to privacy too. What is crazy to me is like when people have been posting political stuff now, it now says fake news.
Oh my gosh!
How do they know what's fake and what's real, and how are they even filtering that?
With all these quote unquote independent fact checkers, it's brutal, dude.
That's crazy. I
think speech is under fire in this country, and it's a tough freaking thing, man. People gotta just, you know, act with their hearts and get out there and fight the good fight, because I think we got one hell of a constitution, and I think free speech is something that should never be taken for granted. You know, it's the right to protest, the right, you know, to speak your mind, you know, and not be, like judged by it or, you know, persecuted.
Yeah, and I to me, it goes back to knowing your platform. When social media is used right, it could do powerful things.
Yeah, let's talk about some of those positives.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely made some great friendships through social media. I think I've definitely talked people off the cliff a couple times through my social media. To me, the wealth of knowledge I've gained from social media, from getting back into a vehicle and driving again, to there's a really creative guy that has started Active Hands, and his name's Rob Smith, I think.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to throw it up on here though. But today I was looking at some of his videos about, he has this really simple cap opener, and you put it on like a beer or whatever, and you pop it down and pops the cap right
legit.
off.
Nice.
You know, without having any dexterity in your fingers, nothing like that. From the workout videos I've done, he's supplied me with all my workout grips and everything like that.
That's legit.
And I think this guy's amazing, you know? So when you have things like that pop up, or you see, and it makes your life so much easier and affects you in a positive way, those are the things I wish social media was more about.
Yeah, it's the fine line, you know, with privacy too. It's like, when you have your app open, they're listening, they're watching,
Yeah.
they know exactly what you're doing. But then, you get more targeted advertisement. You probably got that ad on Instagram because of, what you're either talking about, what you're looking at the time. So there's definitely some positives there that walk a fine line. But I mean, I think as far like it all boils down to community to me.
Yeah.
Like how else can I like be in a discussion with, spinal cord injury community across the country, except like this Facebook group that I, am in.
Yeah.
How can I reach professionals within my industry, across the country without having to go to a giant conference? It's like, it's easy. You're on LinkedIn, get in this group, it's community. And I think the more that we remember that it's about coming together and helping one another and engaging with one another,
right.
I think the less that distance, will put us from behind the keyboard, behind the screen, and more in with each other. Use it to connect each other, and connect our voices, connect our messages. Because, I think when you blend authenticity and communication with community, I think that's the secret sauce right there. Yeah. Look at that full circle
Secret
back
sauce,
to the sauce.
Baby. Yes.
Oh, ketchup and freaking ranch and secret sauce, baby.
All love right there.
Right?
I mean, to me, like, where'd the love go?
Dude.
I mean, we're not gonna sit here and be kumbaya moments, and we're not mushy. But I mean, like, seriously, where did all the love and support go,
dude?
You know what I mean? Like, how many times do I got to see posts where, like, I look in the comments and someone's getting trolled or someone's talking crap? It's like, where did all the love and kindness go?
I was literally on LinkedIn this week. LinkedIn. People are cussing each other out. It's like, what? Who are we?
We're all hurting right now. Can we just get some virtual hugs?
No.
Some virtual high fives?
Yeah, let's go back to the first 2 weeks of quarantine where everyone was like kind of stoked.
Yeah,
and like,
we're all in it together.
This is funny. Is your microphone working? Like, cool. Great to see you. I haven't talked to you in a long time. And now it's like everyone's over it and ready to just freaking throw down.
Yeah.
So things are hot. Things are hot, man. But I think let's
emotional.
remember community.
Yeah.
And that we are all individuals. We're all human.
Yeah.
We have our freaking we got our own minds.
Yeah.
We got our own opinions.
Yeah.
We got our own likes, our own dislikes. And let's just remember that and just squash the beef, man.
Yeah.
No ketchup.
Let's really come together now, in these crazy times we're in, and stop comparing each other on social media. This guy has it better. And I mean, I even feel out in the wheelchair community.
Yeah.
Guys, there's this envy, but at the end of the day, even though we're all in it together, we all have our issues, we all have our problems, we all have our little tidbits we got to take care of each and every day.
Well, some guys' wheels are bigger than others, so
yeah, it's true.
A little envy there.
It's true, a little, I mean, not us though.
No. We're about the same size.
We're rolling on dubs.
Yeah.
Those 22s.
Yeah.
Keep them clean.
They tens. They keep clean.
Yeah, that a boy.
Day.
But at the end of the day, I think we're all just urging you guys to, like, if you have to unplug from social media for a while, if you need to cleanse your mind, your thoughts, your emotions. But at the end of the day, just realize that social media is not used as a tool to beat each other up or to compare each other to, it's come on, there's a lot of bullshit out there right now, so take a step back right now. I think that's why we're really just encouraging you guys to draw all the madness right now. Take a step back, clear your palate, chew on some ginger and, get back out there,
Yeah. And there's so much good that, we've discussed here about what social media can do, bring that community together, whether you're branding, social media marketing, whether you're networking, showcasing your business, anything like that. If you got to do that, push, keep riding that wave. But if you're aimlessly scrolling, doing nothing, just be productive, like I think we're numbing our minds a bit and, taking in a lot of negativity. There's so much negativity on social media. Take a step back from it. Maybe take a break. Let's try and take a deep breath of reality, who we are as freaking humans.
Yeah.
And let's just get back to basics, before we go, I want to do a little segment, shout out to our boy Sean Evans at Hot Ones.
All right.
Called Explain That Gram.
Okay.
So I want to bring up one of your photos that I found doing a deep dive.
Okay.
I'm pull it up here.
Pull it up. Let's see what we got here.
And getting it there?
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, Sonny, tell us about this. This photo came to us September 6th, 2018.
Wow.
So I liked this one, and I just think it yielded a little more explanation.
All right. So with this photo, the picture that's probably going to be in your top left corner here, that picture was taken probably 2 weeks after I got hurt. And then the picture in the lower right corner was maybe taken a month or two before I got hurt. And I look at those people, and I look, like, to me, it's, even though it's me in both photos, they're two different people.
Yeah.
But I just remember the person, and the healthy person in the bottom right corner would tell you how he couldn't do things and how he can't do things, and had 100 excuses in the book back then, right? And the person looking at after his neck's broken and his life's completely changed, that guy right there he has built-in excuses everywhere. Yeah. And everybody would accept them, say you're right, and I'm cutting off the T in that one, and now I'm saying I can. Because since that moment happened, since I was put in this position, in this situation, I've only looked for opportunities and ways to prove people wrong. Yeah. So when I look at that soldier right there who's got his life pretty much, in question, I'm actually wearing the same hat today. Ironically,
no
that's
I
funny.
Love that. That's cool.
I just look at the fight there, and I can see someone willing to fight. I mean, I got a smile on my face, even though I should be not smiling at that point in life. But I realized if I had this perception or this point of view before I got hurt, man, I really would have took over the world. But I'm still doing it now, even with what I have to deal with each and every day. And it's just an encouraging photo that I really wanted to put out there to everybody who follows me, my friends and family, that this isn't going to define me. This isn't going to ruin my life. This is just going to be part of my life and my journey now. And from that point on, I pretty much carry that attitude.
I love that, dude. One thing that I could see from this photo that I think definitely mirrors, my own life and journey is that the guy on the lower right may seem healthy, but he's actually probably more broken than the one in the top left.
Oh,
I definitely think, God put us in this position, and not only did we break our necks, but I think we broke our perspective. Yeah. And our mind, and just started rebuilding. Yeah. It's like a puzzle. Break that thing open and put it back together new.
It's always crazy too. I say this a lot. Being physically paralyzed, I didn't realize how emotionally paralyzed I was.
Damn, right?
Right. So I may still be paralyzed now, but emotionally I'm walking, I'm running, I'm dancing.
For sure.
I've moved on emotionally, and I'm healed emotionally 100%,
Yeah. I know the men we are today are ready to take on anything. So, once Elon hooks us up with that Neuralink and dance floors aren't going to be the same. It's all going to be going crazy after that. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll join the SEALs or something.
Well, actually, we've discussed this. If we were healed tomorrow, me and you are just putting on some headgear and we're just going after each other. Dude. Not because we just need to beat somebody up. Yeah. So we might as well just take it out on each other.
Adrenaline, you know?
I mean, I will definitely kick your head right off your shoulders. I'll figure kick you right in the head for sure.
Yeah, I could take some punches.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm sure you're gonna come with a jump knee or something for me.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's pull up the photo I've chosen for you.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So explain this one to us.
Ooh. Yeah. All right. You guys can see it right here. So, yeah, this isn't about cash money, watches, necklace, $100 bills, y'all. No, this was actually a really cool experience. I was out with buddies and just sitting at a restaurant, and I was approached by this guy randomly. I saw he was looking over at me. I'm like, the hell does this guy want? Nothing weird, but just definitely looking over at me. Right. Finally came over and just started up a conversation, telling me about how he works construction nearby and blah blah blah. And how he likes to be really charitable. Asked me about some of the things that I do. I told him about going back to school and how I started a nonprofit, this and that. Conversation was like, all right, man, this guy he's nice, just kind of ran on with my friends, didn't totally want to get pulled away, but he seemed actually engaged and wanted to hear more about my story. And it's always easy, I think, for people to say oh yeah, man, I would love to volunteer, I'd love to do more, and they never do. Right. There's always those people that see good things oh yeah, I should be doing more of that. Right. But this guy was talking about it, man. It's yeah, we're construction, just kind of a simple blue collar guy, but you know, I have a hot dog stand that I like to go and open up at you know, like the Alzheimer's walks and, you know, marathons and things for causes like that, and just like donate money to charity in that way just by setting up a hot dog stand.
Interesting.
And like I got, you know, I mean, I love hot dogs.
Yeah.
But I just really kind of took to him like, dude, this guy's legit, you know, and actually took some balls to come over and, you know, put himself out there and talk to me, to a random person, because I never was that person before that would just go approach a random, like, no. And, you know, I think that was something that opened my eyes, was just, if you're curious about something, why not approach somebody about it?
Right.
You know? Obviously you gotta, you know, respect people's space and privacy or whatever, but why not just ask a question?
Yeah.
And it started this whole conversation where we're going back and forth about, you know, charitable causes and things he likes to do. And, you know, it came across as a little like awkward at first, but ended, you know, pretty cool, like, you know, pretty cool interaction. And, you know, after we left, the guy had, you know, left like probably an hour or so before. And when we left, finally, my friend tells me like, hey man, that guy wanted me to give you this. He hands me $100 bill. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, for what, man? We already paid our bill. Like what? And, no, he wanted it to go to my charity so that I could, you know, pay it forward.
Wow.
And it was just like, damn, dude, like this was me being insecure, not wanting to talk to somebody, not even wanting to accept somebody's, you know, curiosity. And it ended up turning into major generosity in the end, you know? And I think just telling that story, that interaction, you know, I think just goes to show that even if you don't have a lot, doesn't mean you can't have a great impact, you know, on other people. Whether if it was just the conversation and the like money wasn't there, like I was impacted that day, you know, like about someone who's living a simple life, but, you know, making decisions to impact his community, impact others who need it. And I think that's something huge. And I think, you know, telling those stories and sharing those types of experiences are the things that social media can really bring to light and hopefully inspire other people. Yeah. You know, inspiration, community, engagement. I think those are things that we're shooting for. So that's the reality that I would love to see in social, you know, but it's always going to be the trolls versus the non-trolls. And, you know.
One last thought on that is, I remember hearing stories about Kobe and when they would talk about, because nowadays a lot of the players take a game off or whatever, and he would always say, you know, you never know when there's that one kid in the crowd that all year long wanted to come see me play with that one game, because when you're playing an opposing team, you only have one game in their city every year. And he's like, I never wanted to take a night off, and I never wanted to disappoint that kid. And how that correlates to our lives is people always are going to ask us questions every time we go out, because they want to know our story. They want to know what we've been through. They want to know why we're in this wheelchair. And I always try to make those interactions positive. Yeah. You know, because I want them to go from that, because I hate the stereotype and the stigma that comes with our wheelchair sometimes. And I want them to take what our stories and what we're about with them for the rest of their lives. Yeah. And it kind of helped change the narrative. You know, so I encourage all you guys out there that are different, whether it be disability, cultures, whatever. When you have those opportunities to enlighten somebody, whether or not they come at you the correct way, use that platform, use what you've got to make an impact in a positive way, and kind of get rid of all the stigmas, the hate, the confusion, and just help, you know, just help.
Can't end better than that. Yeah. You know, we love you guys. It's good to be back. Just Sonny and I.
Yeah, it was really nice today.
It was a really cute conversation.
It was, man.
And we just want to see you guys make some real impact in the world. So Wheel World, get after it. Use social for good. And maybe take a step back if you need to. And let's just engage with each other. Let's hug it out. And let's move forward from this, all right? We love you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm not just saying that. Please actually like it. Actually share it. Yeah. Actually subscribe. We want to get this message out to as many people as possible. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.